Hello, beloved friends. Today is Thursday, June 18th, 2020, and this is Awareness Moments with Kyra. So honored to be with all of you that will be joining me at whatever time and moment, because there's never any distance between any of us. And at the moment that you join and experience and share awareness moments is the right and perfect moment for you. And for our connection, because it's always there. We're just sparking into the realization of it in a moment of seeing one another and experiencing one another. And I'm here to share a statement of awareness at this time today that is about our noticing the kind of heart integrity that we're being called to at this time. Welcome, Stacy Esman. So honor and love you and grateful to have you here with me. And speaking of heart-centered, and we are really coming to this place that we are being called to begin to live in integrity with the coherence of our heart and mind and our whole being at a soul level. That anything that is out of alignment in ourselves, it is about looking at the world and noticing where there's a lack of integrity with being heart-centered, with being in coherence as a whole being, as a soul and as a heart and as a mind, and bringing all of those together to create the most dynamic and positive and life-affirming life experiences, life-affirming within ourselves, and then calling out those places in the world where there is a lack of integrity, when those things are out of alignment. And what's happening is this is an opportunity for us to notice within ourselves, am I in integrity? Am I in the highest vibration of light and love? Am I really living from my heart, my soul, my unified field of consciousness, or am I compromising myself? I'm giving in to places where I've carried my old anger or hurt, and maybe it needs to be released, hopefully in a healthy way. I like to write on water balloons and then bang them against, get a whole bunch of them made. Pop water balloons against a wall, and of course pick up those water balloon pieces. But in the process of how do I release those energies where I have allowed life in me to live less than in integrity to my truth, to my highest level of truth, where I've not been in integrity in heart and mind and soul, at a way that I'm bringing truly love and compassion into the world. So we're noticing those places that are out of integrity in the world because we're noticing the places that are out of integrity within us. Welcome, Marianne Laskin-McBride and Baba Mahadev. So honored to experience you here and to know that as we begin to align to our own inner integrity, to live from the fullness of our heart wide open, of our willingness to see beyond the illusion of separation, to experience the reality of our oneness, and to call into integrity those places where we've cut off aspects of ourselves, or we've cut off one another, or we've shut down our heart, to come into an integrity that says, I'm willing to be vulnerable enough to be open-hearted and to align with all of the aspects of my being. Because it doesn't mean we don't have a mind. We use that mind in ways that serve rather than it ruling our consciousness. And as we come into that greater alignment and integrity with self, and with the heart open and feeling the compassion of our soul, we invite everyone to know that they are an aspect of the divine, that the divine in them is what can guide their lives. And we no longer, compromise or give away parts of ourselves. It's so easy sometimes to choose something that's close or similar, rather than something that says, no, I'm not, that's not quite it yet. I need to be in full alignment. to say, I'm not willing to just overlook those places in me or in the world where we're operating as less than the higher truth that's available, of understanding that everything in this world is operating for us. There is only this one divine flow, and it is consciously helping us align to a higher truth and live in that. Now, that doesn't mean we become righteous. So that's not really true integrity to the heart-centered awareness. What we really want to do is become open and aware and notice the nuances. I am still always going to know the light of truth of every single being, that they are a part of me. They are a part of this one universal flow of consciousness. We are here in this experiment, this opportunity to transform consciousness and live a place of awareness on our earth, every single one of us. No one is left out of that for me. So in that, it doesn't mean that I cut somebody off or I say, oh, they're not okay. I'm still going to see the light in them and the truth of them. But I also may not choose to play in that arena of less than integrity to myself, less than heart-open compassion. I will have compassion, but I may not choose to share and walk that journey together. I will choose to love you where you are and call myself into a higher vibration of light and operate in a place of that. So what's happening is we're calling out those places. We're calling out those places where we have not been in integrity and open-hearted with ourselves. And therefore, it is being reflected in others, operating in... Lee Harris recently did a post that was talking about heartlessness, where we're not operating from our heart, and that that's rising up so we see it and we say, yeah, that's not my reality, and I'm not going to agree to that. I'm not going to be in agreement to that. I'm going to come and bring my heart into the fold and begin to operate from that. So we may be called to call it out if that's ours to do. It's maybe ours to vibrate more light and love into that circumstance. It may be ours to hold the space within ourselves of looking at, where have I been less than integrity with myself? Where have I compromised my heart and soul for the ways of the world, for the social structures, for old belief systems of limitation and lack and separation. And I begin to instead allow the light to inform new ways of being. We don't even know all the ways that that's going to show up for us, but we can trust that there is a movement that is happening for us to claim new consciousness, to live from that higher integrity of heart, mind, and soul. All of it really aligning together in our recognition of oneness. Welcome, George Powaznik, Lisa Hogan, Terry Peterson. So glad you're here. So glad that you are, like I am, being called to greater integrity with self, greater awareness of how to live more heart open, full on, and acknowledging in a conscious way each moment the reality of our oneness, and holding a sacred compassion for all the places we've been less than in integrity with ourselves and one another. What happens when we create a world where we live full on heart and soul? Oh, my lands, it is going to be so exciting to come and be in that kind of love with one another. We fall in love all over again with ourselves and with each other and with this world. And out of that, it just touches me, is that we create so much joy, so much peace, so many expressions of creativity, and everyone being included, everyone being supported and nurtured and lifted into the fulfillment that brings them the greatest joy of their life. What I wish for each one of us is that inner integrity, our hearts wide open, our souls aligned, and then are living in that way that we empower each other to be the greatest expression of ourselves that we've ever known. the greatest expression of our world. I love you, friends, and I welcome you and thank you for being a part of this journey, because we are here reflecting that together. And I hear and know your soul. I know the truth of the love that you are. And it is an honor and privilege to be on this path with you. Bless you, friends. Have a fabulous day.